I've been really struggling with the Steven Jackson, DeSean Jackson stuff for the past 3 days. And to set it up very briefly, you know, I was a kid, I grew up Jewish in a Jewish home, but kind of rebelled against being Jewish for years. Like, just was like, why are we acting like we are oppressed? The Holocaust was so long ago. Like to me, it was just like I've got a good home. Like, this stuff is overkill. And my family wasn't even that religious. They were just cultural, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to distance myself from it for years. And ironically, when I got a scholarship to an elite prep school, I actually felt more connected to the people of color than to the white people, many of whom were Jewish, but also very wealthy, right? And so that kind of furthered my development as a person who saw oppression far more in communities of color. And then as I got older, communities of LGBTQ and other areas where it's in our face right now. People are dying right now. And so I became a very active voice. And, you know, when people like Jamel Hill started standing up in the sports world, and then LeBron, I gravitated towards it. And I was inspired by it to become even more vocal, not just somebody who in my office made sure that we had diversity or said in advertising, like, hey, that's cultural appropriation, or that's not necessarily the right way to handle that ad. But I became somebody who went to social media about it, went to charity about it, went to do these things. And I think that in doing so, around the time of Charlottesville, when people were marching, I think I simultaneously found a subtle reconnection to my Jewish heritage, right? And my grandmother, who died last year on Thanksgiving, used to always tell me, no matter what you think you are, just remember they're always going to think of you as Jewish. They see it in your blood, right? It's not your choice. In the Holocaust, it didn't matter if you actually even wanted to side with the Germans or work with, you were just a Jew. And eventually your time was going to come. And so I think I just expected that, hey, the prominent issue right now is Black Lives Matter. That's what's more important right now. There's not people coming for Jews left and right. So, but if it happened, like Charlottesville, when Jamel was like, your president's a white supremacist. And I was like, hell yeah, yes, he is. And then when something happened with, you know, Steven Jackson and DeSean Jackson, I was like, all right, they're ignorant, but where's the commentary, right? Where is the support? And it was really slow to come. And from certain people, it didn't come at all. And my problem with that is, as I spoke to a lot of different people in the sports media world, minority people, people of gay and lesbian identification, their feedback was, well, these conspiracies are not that uncommon in our communities, but we blow them off as just ignorant. They're stupid. Like, there's no reason to address it. And then also it was, well, Steven Jackson is not the appointed moral compass of Black Lives Matter. We don't need to address it. And I said, but there are tens of thousands of people liking it. There are pro athletes, Kevin Durant, and others liking it, commenting, preach. By not saying anything, you empower the idea that the conspiracy theories are true, or you allow for people to condemn you as hypocritical on the right, which then allows them to say that Black Lives Matter, see, it's just a hate group. And so to me, I really felt, probably improperly so, hurt by really what I felt was just like the lack of just a simple tweet from a real lot of people who have chosen to be the vocal minority, who have chosen to put themselves in the center of the sports world fighting for equality. And I don't know whether it was they didn't want to attack somebody who's right now a face of the Black Lives Matter movement because they felt like it would distract from it. I can understand that. I don't want the Black Lives Matter movement to become deprioritized. Maybe it was because it's not their issue and they weren't educated on it. Okay. But he did think he was quoting Hitler and did say some stuff which were just like very easy to just be like, that stuff ain't right. But there's a third possibility that's really scary, and that's that they believe it, that Jews are the architect of exploitation and oppression. And by not saying anything, it scared me for a minute. Like, it scared me for who am I putting my faith in to lead the kind of moral causes that I believe in? And I'm not going to step away from Black Lives Matter, because that is real. Those people are dying daily. They're held back without cause from exceeding in life. But at the same token, I do know we have a history of trading one marginalized group for another. And it is really easy to just turn this into the next group is back to being Jews. And I don't think it will happen, but at the same time, I'm just disappointed to have just not heard what I thought was a basic, simple level of condemnation so that we don't let these conspiracy theories go.